Hey guys, David here. Welcome back to Believe That. Here are 25 things you keep doing wrong. 25. Using salt and pepper shakers. The very name salt shaker is misleading. It's keeping you from living your best life. Instead of shaking those little bottles to only get a little bit of seasoning at a time, turn one upside down and place the other on top of it. Then, move the top shaker in circles against the other one and watch all that salty glory rain down as if from the heavens. 24. Using tinfoil. While tinfoil is definitely the more user-friendly cousin of plastic wrap, you're probably not using it the way it was intended. If you actually take a closer look at tinfoil, you will notice that one side is a bit shinier, while the other is a bit duller. Always cover food with the shiny side down to reflect the most amount of heat. Plus, when rolling out your tinfoil, keep it steady by using the handy indents you never noticed before, called end locks. They're on either side of the box. 23. Boiling water. They say a watched pot never boils, but an unwatched pot always boils over. Next time you are boiling some water for some delicious mashed potatoes, lay a wooden spoon across the rim of the pot. Now, you are free to go watch TV, dance around while singing, or eat copious amounts of cookies as an appetizer without worrying about the pot boiling over into a foamy mess. 22. Cleaning your microwave. No one likes to scrape crusted on food off the roof of a microwave, and if you resort to harsh cleaners, you're doing it wrong. Make the microwave do the work for you. Take any old sponge that you probably should have thrown away by now and nuke it for a few minutes. The steam will loosen up any gunk and make it easy to wipe away. As a bonus, any bacteria on the sponge will also be annihilated. 21. Eating a cupcake. The way cupcakes are designed kind of makes no sense. With a regular cake, you get even distribution of frosting and cake in every bite. With a cupcake, you either get a mouthful of frosting or a mouthful of dry cake. Try tearing away the bottom half of the cupcake and placing it on top like a sandwich. Perfect frosting to cake ratio in every bite. 20. Peeling garlic. Don't waste time trying to separate the skin from the garlic with your fingernails or placing garlic underneath the flat side of a large knife and smashing it with your knuckle. The easier way is to put the whole thing in any kind of sealable jar or container you may have and shake, shake, shake. The skin will detach itself from the actual garlic without you even touching it. 19. Using the oven. I never gave a second thought to the bottom of my stove until I noticed that all the ovens on the Great British Baking Show have proving drawers. Drawers at the bottom that stay warm and are the perfect place for dough to rest and rise. I always thought it was a place to keep an assortment of spare cookie sheets and pot lids. For those of us who aren't doing any proving, it's a great way to keep food warm, like a stack of pancakes if you're cooking breakfast for a crowd. 18. Dunking Oreos. Does anyone else's Oreo dunking experience often devolve into sticky fingers and chunks of disintegrating cookie splashing helplessly into the cup of milk beneath? It might seem like the obvious way to avoid this is to simply stop dunking, but that should never be the answer. Instead, stick a fork in between the cookie layers to enjoy a superior, clean dunking experience that will make sure no cookie is left behind. 17. Chilling a drink. Graduate from just throwing a room temperature can or bottle in the freezer. All you need is a paper towel and some water to do this more effectively. Simply wrap the wet paper towel around your drink and pop it in the fridge or freezer. A cool drink is only 15 minutes away. If you are even shorter on time, fill a bucket or container with ice water and sprinkle in some salt. You know, the way we mentioned. 16. Stretching before working out. Stretching before we engage in any type of exercise has been instilled in us since our elementary school dodgeball days. However, the person that foregoes this pre-workout routine might not be the lazy one, but actually better off. Studies have shown that stretching negatively affects performance and does not decrease the chances that you will injure yourself or feel sore later. 15. Taking out the trash. Who hasn't attempted to do one of the worst chores around the house, only to be met with resistance? I'm talking about how the trash bag tends to get stuck in the can when you are trying to rip that sucker out. Even the trash itself doesn't want to be taken out. To avoid it altogether, drill or cut a couple holes or vents into the bottom of the trash can to relieve the air pressure and avoid that suction effect. 14. Cleaning your blender. When it's time to clean your blender, don't bother trying to shove a sponge into the nooks and crannies and risk scraping your hand on one of the blades. Your blender does have a little known but very obvious self-cleaning capability. Just fill it with a couple cups of warm water and a couple drops of soap and blend away. Then rinse. 13. Storing baked goods. So you made 24 chocolate chip cookies and couldn't eat them all in one day. Hey, at least you tried. Prevent them from going stale by sticking them into a Tupperware container along with a slice of bread. That's right, bread. The cookies will absorb moisture from the bread and remain just as soft as they were the day you baked them. Replace the piece of bread every day or so to keep it fresh. 12. Cleaning scuff marks. Don't throw away that bread you use to preserve your cookies. If you have any black scuff marks on your walls, you've probably noticed that they are not very receptive to your typical soaps and spray cleaners. Or you have caved in and bought expensive erasers to do the job. Bread can help. Bunch up your stale bread and rub it against the dark spots. The absorbent nature of the starch will allow it to pick up those annoying marks. 11. Peeling a banana. Stop peeling bananas like a human and start thinking like a monkey. By turning the banana upside down, pinching the nub at the end, and peeling from the bottom up, you will get a cleaner peel, no squashing or bruising involved. Then, you can use the top of the banana like a handle to hold it. 10. Hanging toilet paper. Some people may choose to hang toilet paper under, where the loose paper comes out from underneath the roll at the bottom, but they're wrong. Hanging it the other way, with the loose paper coming down over the top, decreases the transfer of bacteria. Pulling toilet paper out from underneath increases the chances you will touch the wall and pick up the nasty bacteria there. 9. Reheating rice. Ever pop your leftover white rice into the microwave and end up with a hardened mass of unappetizingness? Next time, place the rice into a microwavable bowl along with a tablespoon or two of water. A wet paper towel laid on top seals the deal. The steam gently reheats the ice while loosening it and preserving the texture. Same goes for pasta. 8. Drying a wet phone. If you dropped your phone in the toilet or the kitchen sink, your first instinct might be to bring out that rice. However, there is a better way. You know those little white packets of silica gel that come randomly in some packages and boxes? Save them. Next time your phone takes a swim, place it in a plastic baggie with one of those nifty little packets and leave it for as long as you can stand. 3 days is recommended. They might not seem like much, but they are little moisture absorbing machines. 7. Taking a shower. From scrubbing at your scalp with your fingernails to using water that is way too hot, there are probably at least a couple areas you could work on when it comes to showering. Take it easy with all that scrubbing. You might feel like you are getting super clean, but you're probably being too harsh on your skin. And be wary of the temperature. I love showering water as hot as the underworld as much as the next person, but it strips away what makes our skin healthy. 6. Breaking in new shoes. So that new pair of sneakers you sprung for finally arrived on your doorstep. Time to wear them around the house and get blisters in the comfort of your own home, right? Wrong. Put on a thick pair of socks or a few pairs at once. Jam your feet into those bad boys and hold a hairdryer over the spots that feel tight. After about 30 seconds, turn the hairdryer off and walk around a little. Put on your normal socks and you will feel the difference. 5. Brushing your teeth. After brushing, many people like to swish around a mouthful of water for good measure. However, the Oral Health Foundation says to spit, don't rinse. If you rinse, you will have to repeat. Rinsing washes away some of the good you just did, like the fluoride coating left behind by your toothpaste. Oh, and speaking of toothpaste, you are probably using at least 3 times too much. Pea-sized amounts aren't just for children. 4. Crossing out words. Ever tried to make out the writing that someone else crossed out? Wasn't that hard, was it? The traditional 1, 2, or 3 horizontal line crossout method just doesn't cut it. And what's with the point of crossing something out if it's still legible? In place of lines, write over the words with more words. A variety. Don't just use the same letter over and over again. All the different lines and curves of letters totally obscure the original message. 3. Washing your hands. How long do you typically wash your hands? It's not enough to just coat them in warm water and soap for a few seconds and call it a day. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention advises to scrub for at least 20 seconds. Don't like counting? Just sing the happy birthday song twice. P.S. Hand sanitizer is not a substitute for actually washing your hands. 2. Charging your phone. You might be thinking, how can I possibly screw that up? By trying to jam an incompatible charger into my phone? Well, yes, but it turns out there are some more common misconceptions when it comes to proper charging practices. Apple even says on their website that you can charge your battery whenever you want. No need to let it die before you charge. It's also okay to charge your battery overnight, no matter what percentage your phone's at when you go to sleep. 1. Breathing. That's right, you can't even breathe right. I'll show you. Take a breath right now and pay attention to where it feels like the breath travels to in your body. Felt like it went towards your chest, didn't it? The American Lung Association says you should have felt it more towards your stomach through your diaphragm. Go ahead, sit up straight, take deep breaths, and try to breathe correctly. Or lie down and take the next half hour to practice your breathing. Naps encouraged. There you have it. Did you learn anything new today? Maybe you can teach me a thing or two. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Bye.